Okay, this is a big message coming through, possibly for several collectives. Um, it's a much broader message, and I've been untangling it for a little bit, but it is resourcing some energy from a year or two ago, but it's bringing it back now. Many of us started this journey several years ago, and we kind of looped through this idea of a timeline and a time for or phase for us that was super high vibrational. So it was a lot of gift expansion, possibility, and then we kind of went into the underworld or brought it into descent. So it was like ascension and then descension to really deal with what was in the way of maintaining that, of bringing that into reality. So it kind of was like the vision, right? And so over the last probably 2 years, you may have been a little hermit mode. You may have been creating quietly. You may have been getting big personal downloads as you did your own personal healing, as you really discovered what contracts were left, what you had left to heal, maybe making sense of family of origin or relationships of all kinds. And what is coming through is we're entering a phase where choice is very important. And so I've been talking about sun sign and essence and soul purpose through your midheaven. This is an expansion of that idea. It's broadening it. And there's going to be a few moments where maybe you're like, holy shit, I can't believe she said that. But here we go. These choices are taking us from being cattle and being livestock and making a series of conditioned responses, living our lives with guardrails on. And that is because of the culture we live in, especially in the United States, because of everything being simplified more and more and more to give us the feeling of satisfaction, to give us the feeling of ease. But it's sort of like when animals are brought to slaughter, they're put in guardrails and directed, and they're winding around, so they kind of don't know what's coming. And so we are entering a moment where what you choose is very important. And it may not be like, okay, what you choose here decides your whole future. It may not be that severe, but it's going to be a series of choices that either direct you towards new earth, your uniqueness, authenticity, your sovereignty, or it directs you more to giving away your power. And the example that's coming through, don't hate, just the example that's coming through, is like the power of Amazon. Amazon, does prescriptions. It started as a site for books, right? And it has expanded. It's a beautiful idea, right? That you can get everything in one place from one touch, one click. But even on there, right? It's like click to buy. You can click and it'll purchase it right away. But what's happening is we're not sourcing local. We're not making different choices between businesses. Eventually, you're only going there, and all the businesses have to filter through that portal. And what I started noticing as I was out running errands, running around, that I could feel businesses that were dead. I could feel businesses that were on their way out. I could feel businesses that were in touch with what's happening. And the thing I'm going to say is AI is the same way. If you use your discernment and your consciousness to collaborate with AI, it's not taking over. It's making life easier while we're still in our sovereignty. If you give your power away, and an easy example, you don't read what you put through AI and what you post, or it's creating carousels, or it's creating for you, and you're not involved in the process, then your essence and your energy and your transmission and your words, your uniqueness is not a part of that message. And I went through a time where I was being guided to deliver without teleprompters. I've been guided not to use those, to get comfortable with trying to deliver specific information. Now I'm in a phase where I'm being guided to use very little and just get on here and start recording. So the biggest thing is that we're not here to be livestock and cattle. We're not here to be inside the guardrails. Once you learn your discernment, you learn how to know what's in alignment for you, you're here to make choices, to be a creator, to use your thoughts, your words, your actions, and your unique frequency to create your world and create a better world. Because once we start joining our worlds together, video games, right? When you're playing with other people, I'm sure you can join different things together. That's what we're getting ready to do. So a lot of us are being walked through this process of learning how to know if what you desire is in alignment with the flow of the universe, source, God, all there is in the creation of New Earth. And the more that people opt out of choice, of their sovereignty, you're not moving towards a new earth. You're moving towards unconsciousness. So it's an essence where you can be lulled back to sleep, even if you're aware of so many conscious concepts. What I'm hearing right at this moment is your connection to the sun, which it's not harmful, just like anything else in moderation. You receive the codes, you know what's good for you, you know the times that you can be in it, how long you can be in it. Words, thoughts, emotions, our actions are what create what happens in our body. And I recently experienced clearing a contract, clearing a part of my shadow, clearing a last piece of something that was in my blind spot, or like in the running in the background, and I literally felt my ribs release. I felt my back release. I felt whatever I was carrying almost like in my belly got lighter, and my energy has started to shift. So please know, it's not a bunch of woo-woo shit that your words are spells, that your actions matter, that what you think matters, that every thought is not from your consciousness. Your intuition is not your mind. So the more you think of your intuition like being in the cloud and your mind like being a series of instincts to keep you safe and alive, it's very different frequency. One will feel more ease, maybe a little excitement, but it'll feel like more ease, more regulation. And in order to access your intuition, you got to get out of the phase of scrolling endlessly, of being unable to sit with yourself and your energy. Because if you're feeling that, you might have energy that needs to move. And when you go to move it, maybe you connect with a tree. Maybe you lay on the ground and Gaia supports you. There's a lot happening that you don't see. So this is the biggest part of the transmission. I'm sure more will be coming. So stay tuned, follow for more, and thank you for being here. Thank you for being you.